Hey everyone, it's Ron coming at you from here in Bull Shoals, Arkansas, on Bull Shoals Lake. It's like everywhere else in the country right now. The wind's been blowing every day, and we hadn't been out doing much fishing in probably 2.5, 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure they're biting. They've been biting all winter. Usually it'll calm down in all into January, and we'll have a little bit of a lull in fishing and crappie fishing for a couple months. But it seems like this year it's been good all winter. And it's crazy because the water temperatures got down in the high 30s in the coldest part of the winter, and and the water temp now is probably getting around 48 to 52 in the afternoon, and the fishing is really good. I'm an old traditionalist, and I've used different baits all my life. And I'll let you look at my tackle box here. That's just a few of some of the baits that I still use them. I just don't use them as much, and I even go as far as still throwing some of these old, I call them chrome domes. It's made by S&M Lure. You can tell how old the package is. I've had them for a while. And a little chrome dome, a little 32nd ounce marabou white or gray. And, but in the last 4 or 5 months, I was looking on the internet, looking for something different. And I come across the website about Game Changer Bait. And I looked at them. I passed it up first 2 or 3 times. I thought, one night I was sitting there and I thought, well, I'm going to order me some and try them. And it's become pretty much the bait of choice in my tackle. I use Bobby Garland. I use the Potato Monkey or Potato Baits or whatever those are. The local bait company here in Arkansas, and they all work. I've used them forever, and but it seems like the Game Changer Baits has went to a different level of fishing for everybody. Because they've got what they call you can see them there. They look pretty realistic. That's the minnow colored bait, and that's the one I use most on Bull Shoals. Because our water visibility right now is down about 18 to 20 foot deep. And they've got what they call a shad color. We've got a sunfish. I love this bait too. Throwing around brush piles and stuff like that. It's just a great bait. And then they got what they call a perch. Let me shake it up and get that's kind of a natural perch color. And this one here, as you can tell by looking at the bowl, I'm gonna have to get Donnie to send me some more of them. I don't know if you can see them there very good, but that is also really, really, really good crappie bait. And I can't wait till the crappies get done with their spawn. I don't usually like to fish too much when they're spawning. It just takes too much fishing out of the lake at a later date. My favorite baits has always been on this lake and Lake Norfolk was the natural cricket. As you can see it there, it's a little Jean LaRue, Bobby Garland style bait, and it's phenomenal on Bull Shoals. And when you can always go to that one. Gets real tough. I've got this one here, as you can compare the sizes between it and that one. That's a real small Jean LaRue little bait. Works real good when their fish are really hard to catch. But all in a nutshell, it seems like the Game Changer Bait has changed my style of fishing. As you can see here, I like to use an 8-foot ACC crappie stick. It's a really good one. You see what I got tied on. I got me a little Game Changer minnow bait. Works really well. And I usually carry 8 or 10 rods. Not all the time, depending on what I'm going. Me and my brother go a lot. Or I'll even go to that little chrome dome. The day I was out, and I caught a few on that. But it's crazy. The fish was really hard to, once you started catching them, and you could see the way they was biting, you could catch them. I was casting out there probably 20 feet away from the boat using, of course, we scope. I love it. It makes fishing a lot easier to find the fish and catch them both. But I would throw out there and I'd watch my bait go down, and the crappie would be in the brush, and you could get one or two to follow it. They wouldn't, like, why ain't they biting this thing? But they wouldn't bite. So anyway, I keep chunking that minnow bait, and all of a sudden I see my line push slack in it. And it was windy, and my rod tip was close to the water, and I seen it push a little slack, set the hook, and had a fish. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And so I got to watching. Next day I caught 9 really nice crappie, watching that line get slack in it. You couldn't feel them bite. They were just pushing your bait and pushing some slack in your line. And but anyway, everybody, it's fishing on Bull Shoals has been as good as it's ever been, and I think it's got a lot to do with the Game Changer bait. It's changed my way of fishing, and if you get time to just give them a try. Don't they're pretty expensive, and so is a dozen minnows, and that's the way I compare these Game Changer baits. Is I might use the same bait half the day. Of course, you're going to get hung up every once in a while. You ain't going to get it loose, and you're going to break off. But as far as catching fish, I don't know that you couldn't catch 50 to 100 fish on one jig before you had to change the plastic. So they're actually pretty tough. To where some of the other baits, you get 4 or 5 bites, and you got to change the bait. The plastic's tore all to pieces. But this here Game Changer, they got some really good plastic rubber into their baits. And as you see, that's one of the packs that comes in. But they're scented, they're made in America, and they catch fish, So, but anyway, everybody, I hope you have a great spring fishing for crappie. And until next time, good luck and God bless.